two teams went at it, slugfest, and, you know, we're all disappointed here, but I told them there's nothing them individually or my team could do to disappoint me because of what they've done this year. So proud of them and proud of these two, but I'm proud of all the guys. Adu tried to play today. Boogie was still not there, but they all wanted to play to try to help their team. But give Texas Tech credit. They made plays down the stretch that gave them a chance, and they won the game.
We'll open it up to questions for the players.
Yeah, Jackson Fuller, Southwest Times Record. John L., you guys are up by so much there at the end, and then the offense just really dried up. I mean, was there something Texas Tech did? I mean, what happened to maybe prevent you guys from executing down the stretch?
You could repeat that again.
Just was there any? What did Texas Tech do, or what did you guys maybe struggle with offensively down the stretch?
I think we both played hard, and they just came out with a win today.
Anthony Christensen, Whole Hog Sports. Just for either of you guys, Texas Tech ended up getting 22 offensive rebounds in this game. Just was there anything that you guys feel should have been better on the offensive glass, or how did they kind of take advantage of that?
I mean, we should have boxed out. You know, that's how they get offensive rebounds. You know, we just didn't get no rebounds. We ain't hit nobody.
Further questions from the players?
Hi, you guys. Janie McCauley from the Associated Press. You were the last double-digit seed playing, and just from the start of your conference season to now, I mean, are you able to reflect a little bit on what this team accomplished and getting this far, given the way things went early on?
It just showed like the togetherness we had as a unit going on 5, and just the grit we wanted to come back and just try to get here.
Yeah, it definitely shows, you know, our chemistry. How much of the brotherhood are we? Like what Nelly said, we started out 0-5 and we came to the Sweet 16.
Okay, John L. Carter, thank you for your time. We'll open it to questions for Coach Calipari. Front row.
Yeah, you've talked a lot about how your first season at Arkansas is going to be a lot about building a foundation and building the culture. Just to have reached the Sweet 16 in year one, what do you think that says about the foundation and culture that you've kind of started to build?
Well, I come back to a will to win. I mean, like today we gave up a lead, but we did that a bunch this year, up 15, and all of a sudden you turn around, it's a 2-point game. But they had a will to win. And even this game, I mean, TB's 3, I mean, the way we started the half, the way we ended the half, and then the way we executed coming out, some out of bounds. I mean, they did all the right stuff except we didn't rebound. And that was a big difference in this game. But when you talk about how we guarded them, pretty good. And they're a good team. Field goal percentage, 3-point field goal percentage, or free throw percentage. I mean, there was a lot of stuff. It was one of our Achilles heels, the offensive rebounding against us. Last game was 28 offensive rebounds. And, but I'll tell you, I thought TB down the stretch came up with rebounds, and, you know, we missed a free throw that made it a 3-point game. And now you're like, okay, there's 12 seconds, a little too early to foul. The kid that was 1 for 9 makes it, and it was contested. I mean, sometimes that stuff is, you know, stuff that happens in these games.
Yeah, kind of the same question I asked for the players for you. I mean, what happened offensively maybe down the stretch? Did Texas Tech do anything, or why do you think you guys dried up a little bit scoring in the last few minutes?
Well, we missed a shot and we kicked it out, and there was a new shot clock, and we shot a 3, which again, we had open shots, tried to drive, and took tough shots. We had a couple of those. But to be honest with you, I'll have to think back, but we were trying to run things to maybe drive the ball more. That's what we were doing. And when we did drive it, we looked pretty good. But you're right, we missed some shots, we missed some free throws, or one front end one-on-one. You just, like I said, I'm not in the frame of mind to go back play by play, but
If I may go back one more thing, I mean, the last possession there in overtime, any consideration to calling a timeout there?
yeah, but in my career, I let that go. Let the guy get to the rim. They're not going to foul you. And with that kind of time, just me. You call a timeout, now you got to worry about what he's doing, how he's playing, the inbound, what are you doing? So I usually let that go. Now, because it ended the way it is, yeah, I wish I would have called a timeout. But 99% of the time, I let that go. Because now I know what they're doing, they know what we're doing. That's why we did it. End of the half, we wanted to go at one guy, and we did. Really, he made a hard bump on DJ that got him kind of off balance on the shot. But, it was what we wanted.
John, Nathan Canlon from the Bay Area News Group. Just curious what this group has meant to you in year one, and what kind of just separated them from maybe other groups you had in the past.
This was, and I come back to, they not only just losing games, we were 0-5, but they were also in a dark place individually that they overcame it. And I just kept talking. The first battle you have is the one with yourself. Don't worry about battling anybody else. Battle yourself. How do you keep a good attitude? How do you understand there's only one way to do this is work your way through it? We get in the gym, spend more time. Second thing is you're so worried about yourself, you can't play for us. And then the game's really hard. They became one heartbeat. And the game became easier for each of them. And each of them did some good stuff. Every one of them played better, grew as a player, grew as a person. That's what made it so rewarding for me, because there was a chance they could have let go of the rope. I mean, I think I was asked that question, what do you will they let go of the rope? You're 0-5. And I said, no. I don't believe it because of who they are and what they stand for. And I'll say it again. Adu probably shouldn't even have tried to play today, and Boogie still wasn't fully there. But he wanted to play, which tells you a lot about them and their love for their teammates and their team.
Good time for 2 questions left.
Frank Farinas with the Arkansas Traveler. Coach, what legacy, what message do you think that this team leaves behind?
Well, they wrote their own story. They didn't let somebody else write it. They wrote it. We started so bad, but we were beat up and injured, and we didn't talk about it. We just said, let's keep playing. Let's go. Next man up. And you think about what TB did with the minutes he got. Jonas coming back from injury and now all of a sudden doing what he did. What Billy Richmond did with his minutes. What Carter Knox did with more minutes. And the next man up, they took advantage of it. It's hopefully the legacy will be this team was one of the favorites because of what they went through and how they stuck together.
Last question, back corner.
Connor Goodson, hogsports.com. Coach, after a loss like this, just what do you tell your guys? And then also kind of looking ahead to next season, how long do you kind of, with the portal already full go, how long do you kind of give yourself until you start looking forward to that?
First of all, I told them how proud I was of them, and there's nothing they could do to disappoint me. Yeah, there were plays I wish they'd have done different or made this or but these kids gave everything, even in this game. They gave everything they had to try to win the game. The other stuff, I need to sit down with these guys, but you really think tonight's the night or tomorrow morning's the, we're all kind of raw right now. I think they had visions of us continuing to play, and so did I. But it's only going to be one team standing, and there is a point that we need to sit down and talk about, again, returning. We got some freshmen, and what do we do in the portal? We had names of guys out there, but I haven't done anything, haven't made a call, and I won't until I speak to my guys. Who's coming back? Who is it? I think a couple guys will put their name in the draft. I think a couple guys are done. Their eligibility's done. So you're talking 4 or 5 guys, and let me sit down with them and see what that is. But I'm going to say it again for everybody. For me, this was as rewarding a year, and I feel like crap right now. But this was as rewarding a year as I've had in all my years. Now, I've had teams that were better and finished better and national champions and all that stuff. This was a different reward. And for me as a coach, we had to adjust and learn, and it was an experience for me to learn. Like, okay, how do I hold them accountable but not bury them? How do I lift them up yet challenge them? How do I make them uncomfortable so they can learn to be comfortable in those situations? That was an interesting path for me and my staff. And my staff was outstanding. Never wavered, never splintered, nothing. They stayed the course. They worked with kids. They met them, watched tape with them, talked to them, built them up. But they were good kids.
Thank you,
Thank you for that.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for betting on all the madness. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from college basketball to a $200,000 bracket contest, BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source. From every Cinderella story to every hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here.